but that's for another time. The hype for the Series 7 episode surrounded the classic era Daleks, and in a previous video we've identified and explained each of those 7 retro designs. But there's far more to the Asylum than just arguing over whether it met the criterion of having every Dalek ever. For this production, in addition to those 7 classic Daleks, the BBC had 11 of their own Bronze Star casings, plus 6 new paradigms. But if you're quick off the mark with your maths, that'll only bring you to 24 in total. So that leaves 6 mystery Bronze Daleks unaccounted for that did not belong to the BBC. If they weren't the property of the Doctor Who TV show, what is the origin of this hexadic horde? Hexadic means 6. When we eventually solved the mystery, the different owners of these weird Daleks, we were saddened to discover the fate of one, and extremely baffled by the characteristics of some others. So beware, if you're keen on continuity making sense, then hold tight, because the occupants of the Asylum are about to drive you insane. To support our research, contribute ideas, and see clips and early videos, then check out the link in the description on how to join our Patreon. As we inspect the inmates of the Dalek Asylum, it becomes apparent that there are some impure imposters in their midst, and we're not talking about those retro designs or Rory. So let's start by scrutinizing this casing, which dominates the shot as Rory starts to take in his surroundings. As the camera gets closer, we can just make out the ID badge on the dome, which sort of looks like a question mark on its side. This distinctive shape didn't seem familiar from past Dalek stories, so we took that ID badge and our hundreds of Dalek pictures and fed the data into the master brain system that runs neural extrapolation for recognizing Daleks, and using combined organic multiplexing to plot a scarographic output, it produced a report that told us when this casing first appeared. It's fortunate we have this advanced technology, so all this analysis doesn't have to be done by a couple of losers with too much time on their hands. That would be quite an embarrassing hobby to admit to. This clue led us to photos taken at the Earl's Court Exhibition Centre, where a Doctor Who attraction opened in Easter 2008. However, although the ID badge matches, domes are easily swapped around, so we need to be thorough and confirm the rest of the casing is the same. The closest thing we have to taking fingerprints of a Dalek is to examine its slats and also its hemispheres, since all the holes and mounting positions for each are drilled by hand. They are all slightly different. So if we look at the Asylum prop and outline the layout of these 5 slats, we see that the front slat is slightly askew, with the top left raised up a bit, and the 2 short slats are very close to the neck ring. Then, if we overlay the shoulders of the Earl's Court Dalek and trace those slats, we see it has a central slat which is skewed a little the other way, and the small slats sit lower. Directly comparing the two shows there is no match. But before we give up on the Earl's Court lead, it's important to note that there is another Bronze Dalek at this same exhibition. So, if any swapping has taken place, this other prop is the most logical candidate for parts to have been mixed with. And when we performed the same analysis of the imperfections of that prop's shoulder slat alignments, and then overlaid them on the Asylum photo, we see a perfect match. If the shoulders of the Earl's Court Dalek end up in the Asylum, is that also true of the skirt section? Could we match that too? Using the same principle, if we take these 2 front panels of the second Earl's Court Dalek, and then on the Asylum photo, overlay them, no, there are clear differences in the positioning, especially notable on these 2 hemispheres. Once again, the logical thing to do would be to check the other Dalek nearby. So, looking back at that first prop, if we take 4 skirt panels and overlay them, bingo, a perfect match. There is a particularly distinctive low hemisphere position here. So that this Asylum Dalek top section of the second Earl's Court prop, minus the dome.
You don't see this car here?
Hence, in our little numbering system, we call this Dalek EC21. You don't have to remember that, there won't be a test. So, now we know this casing first appeared at Earl's Court, but who actually built it? There are some distinctive features in its construction which lead us back to the source. For example, the cowl for the eye stalk is moulded directly onto the dome, so there is a visible gap here, as with previous TV Daleks. The long slats have a curve to them following the shape of the shoulders, whereas the normal hero props tend to have very straight edges. These characteristics are ones we know are unique to props built by this planet Earth, who are the officially licensed producer of full-size Daleks. We can conclude that this planet Earth was commissioned to make the exhibits for Earth's Court, and indeed we found lots of examples of their work at exhibitions known around the country. This planet Earth, or TPE for short, will be one of the two main players in our quest to single out and identify the imposters in the story. When Earl's Court closed, the two Daleks were redeployed. The first Dalek went to Coventry, and then to Land's End, where this photo was taken, whilst the second was stationed at Kelvin Grove, and then went on to Newcastle. The pair were then called back to base, along with several other exhibition casings, where they could be assessed ahead of any new assignments. But before going on their way, the sections of several exhibition Daleks would become jumbled together, and this is how the bottom of the first Earl's Court prop and the top of the second one came to be united, whereafter they appeared on display in London's Doctor Who Experience in 2011, as pictured here. When the Experience was relocated from London to Cardiff, there was a gap of several months before the new venue opened, and this was perfectly timed to allow all of the Timeline Daleks to be trundled to the short distance to Rothlock Studios in March of 2012 in order to appear in the Asylum. But not just
Bullshit!
Unsurprisingly, for the shooting of the scenes in the heavily populated Dalek colony, every available bronze Dalek was drafted in. So for each complete casing that can be spotted in the Asylum, it was later cleaned up and positioned in the auditorium. These scenes were shot using 5 turbines on the front and 8 real bronze props in the terraces, with 6 to the right of the Prime Minister, as we look at it, and 2 on the left. There were also 2 escorting the prisoners, and at least 1 other bronze Dalek on set which wasn't in use, seen here in the foreground with missing limbs. Then the set was digitally extended and filled with thousands more Daleks by VFX artists at the mill. The Earl's Court composite made by this planet Earth can be seen on the front row on the left of the picture. For these scenes, its neck had been swapped with another Dalek. This section belonged to one of the new batch of BBC props built specifically for Asylum of the Daleks, and it had some minor cosmetic damage added to sell the idea that these were battle-weary inmates. But more on these Daleks in a future video. Suffice to say that there was a column of not to represent damage, and this can be seen on the otherwise pristine Dalek in the Parliament. So, we can say that the first of the bronze Dalek mysteries has been cracked. This was a licensed replica made by this planet Earth for exhibition use, and it was brought in because it was unemployed at the time. The other mystery Daleks have more varied origins, and they took very different routes to screen. So, returning to this first shot,
got that submarine we talked about. You gotta help me store it for a few days.
Belongs to the TV show,
Floyd,
and there's another one.
don't go quiet on me or I'll come around and well, we both know what I'm talking about.
Hey, alright. Bring it around to Pier 400 at the Western Docks.
On my way.
Look, I have a truck to bring you around the warehouse.
What's this? The union man doing an honest day's work?
There's nothing honest about this, sir. This is a dishonest day's work, if ever.
Weathering and the low lighting. This casing is, in fact, green.
Green? Colourful monsters is green for some reason or other.
This is one of the so-called Ironsides from Series 5's Victory of the Daleks. supposedly built by a scientist called Bracewell to help Churchill win the Second
Hey,
World War.
we're not hurting
But
anyone.
unlike the
No,
original
but no one
Pear,
except
this
whoever
prop
owns that
has never
submarine
actually
and
been
the mercenary folks on the freighter.
If it is
Do
not
some
one of the
research
pair of
on
Ironsides,
Merryweather Security
Daleks
Consulting,
where
friend.
did it come
They'd be
from?
on trial for human rights offenses if the U.S. government didn't protect all its contractors from any kind of suit, military or civilian. They're immune from prosecution, and they behave like they are. Murdering, stealing, high on power, guns and anabolic steroids. Lucky bastards.
Look, I don't know about that stuff.
Oh, you're right. You don't. Merryweather are employed by the richest, greediest scum on the planet to shit on the poorest and the neediest. So we are going to enjoy shitting on them.
Oh, great. Well, I look forward to that.
Okay. Well, that's more like it.
He also mentioned that they had classic era props, but presumed that these would not be relevant. Au contraire, she probably exclaimed. Absolutely English. I will take them all, she cried as a supervillain. I'm sure she was very sorry. The commitment was formalized on the 5th of March 2012, with the BBC paying to hire a total of 4 Daleks for 4 weeks for £400. And Tom and his colleague donated the majority of the fee to children in need. This Dalek, nicknamed Churchill, usually only equipped with utility pouches, as seen here. Since the Ironsides were supposed to be unique to their World War II plotline, and the only 2 ever created were seen destroyed, it would seem to defy all logic to see one surviving here. Could we instead explain this in-universe as just a peculiar-coloured regular Dalek? Well, it's not just the colour which reveals its origin story. This impressive pull-out by the Radio Times, which was put together by Patrick Pear, we can see there is actually a Union Jack sticker visible on the image.
Union Jack? That's the Union Jack. Is the Union Jack only when it's flown at sea?
Oh, come on, Rose, this video is in place for pedantry and useless information. Fine, there is a Union flag sticker on the dome, which means that this really is meant to be one of the 2 Ironsides built by Bracewell during the Second World War, somehow escaped obliteration. Then again, given that you can't really see the colour or the flag on the screen, I'll leave it to somebody else to decide what the rules
Floyd,
are.
you there?
Yes, sir. I'm on the crane. Surface, and I'll bring you shoreside.
All right.
Dalek. And just before we see the second one, we'll first point out a little continuity element. Do like a bit of poetry. In this overhead shot, Rory is walking towards the Earl's Court composite we call E2-1, and you'll notice it has a light underneath it. At the top of the picture is the green Ironside built prop Churchill. As we cut back, the light cover on the Earl's Court prop has magically reappeared. When Rory switches on his torch, which he run out of for some reason, the camera angle jumps slightly, giving us a lineup of 4 completely different Daleks. And this brings us 2 more of the props from Pyro Dalek. On the left is a black Dalek, of which more in a moment, and second from the right is a standard-looking bronze Dalek. Or perhaps we should describe this particular unit as Golden, because it has been nicknamed Goldie by its charity owners. These props are about to be embroiled in some more continuity issues, but before that, the episode cuts to some beautiful location work shot in the mountains of Almeria's Sierra Nevada National Park in Spain. I mention this as a bonus fact because if you've ever seen the Target book art posted on Twitter, these wonderful portraits are painted by our incredibly talented friend Beatrice Garrido, who works on the Missing Episodes podcast, and she grew up virtually in the shadow of these very mountains. And in fact, 2 of her most recent portraits of Perry and Tegan were painted with this very Doctor Who location in the background, although she wasn't actually painting on the balcony. But anyway, if you would like to check out any of her fantastic artwork prints, there is a link here and in the description box down below. She's also offering discounts for multiple purchases. And just so you know, I am not being paid to tell you this. She's just an amazing person who deserves a mention. Anyway,
It's around the corner, past the shipyards.
The asylum, we rejoin the murky action as Rory continues the same journey earlier.
Is that sub covered properly?
It'll be fine if we just get there.
Are you being short with me?
No, sir. I'm certainly not being short. I'm just not used to this kind of pressure.
If you turn a crew onto a score, you gotta be ready for the heat that comes with it.
I didn't turn anyone on to anything. You threatened and cajoled and tricked me.
You don't want to cut? Just walk away.
I can't walk away. You're robbing my workplace and running the show from my home. Sir, please now.
An extra trim running around the lower edge and an extremely high ground clearance. But despite all the quirks which distinguish it from the replica, there is
you
one
can park
clear
it there.
characteristic which reveals its fictional identity. The sticker on the dome shows that this is the character of Dalek.
You're sure it'll be okay there?
Universe, Dalek Khan was one of the
Alright.
of Starro.
You're wrong. I'll eat your sweetmeats. Now get out of here.
Who first appeared on screen in Army of Ghosts Doomsday. Khan then went on to time travel back into the Time War, which drove him insane, before ending up in Davos's vault. But how did he come to be in the asylum? When could this be set? These questions are too complicated, so let's move back into the real world, and as mentioned, every available Bond Dalek was also cleaned up and used in the Parliament. But perhaps because Goldie wasn't quite a perfect copy of a normal Dalek casing and might have stood out, it wasn't employed in the terraces. But it did still have a use, as it was stationed in the extreme foreground to create these depth of field shots that helped sell the idea of an environment crammed with Daleks. For some unknown reason, both of the limbs have been removed, as seen here. We might possibly have found a way to explain Dalek Khan being in the asylum, but had Dalek Khan's ID badge been clearly visible in the Parliament, then the continuity would have completely come apart at the seams. So things could have been worse in that regard, but there are still more problems to reconcile inside the asylum. Because next, we see a
Tracy,
Dalek in the background,
baby,
which
you
creates
called?
another
Yeah,
headache.
look, Dad,
For a
we're
start,
worried.
it creates a
I'm worried
continuity
too.
error just within
I really
these
want to
scenes.
see you.
Well,
Because
I
this is
don't
the
want
same
to see
Dalek now
you.
ahead of
You
Rory
need help,
earlier
like
behind
serious,
him along the
serious
corridor.
help. And if you don't get it, you're gonna be killed.
Tracy,
entirely black prop
I love you.
has the ID badge,
But you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I tried, Daddy. That's all I could do.
Following his initial appearance, he then turned up in Manhattan, where he was memorably transformed to...
Mr. P. Misshead.
And after that, he was exterminated. There doesn't seem to be anywhere in the timeline for this encounter in the asylum, except assuming that the cult was created during the Time War. Perhaps these insane Daleks were lifted out of the future before the asylum was destroyed in order to inform the cult of Starro. Put your theories in the comments. Regardless of this in-universe worries it creates, the prop itself is the belonging to higher Daleks. It was constructed around the year 1910. It was only a couple of years old.
Average dead pair stream.
It was quite a heavy top, as the body was built from timber.
Whatever.
A very useful hinge at the back of the skirt, so that an operator could easily jump in and out. It is a generally very accurate prop, with some small details that are like to be identified. For example, there was a shallower angle on the dome than in the
I see some bad drivers, but you!
The fender of the ground is also a little higher than the rest of the flight, which must help us prop get around during the charity outings. For the next overhead shot, we find that the fake Dalek set has now been pushed back a bit into the shadows. Later in the episode, when Amy briefly meets the Daleks, this prop is seen again by a prominent. After the asylum, the prop's television career continued, as Hira Dalek were contacted again ahead of the production of The Magician's Apprentice, which started shooting in February 2015. This was a second bite of the cherry to show as many Dalek variants as possible, as we learned that the Daleks had rebuilt their homeworld. This time Dalek set...
Now to be fair TY, this is more active than most of either of our stream.
Supreme Dalek's platform. Its ID badge was also very clearly seen on screen this time, removing all doubt about who this Dalek character was, and creating a whole heap of extra confusion. Later that year, December 2015, the prop went to the Doctor Who experience, where it was kept until March 2017. But let's get back to Rory for the next Dalek oddity. As it becomes alert to the danger around
Emoji magnifying glass tilted right. 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 Emoji magnifying glass tilted. Skipping the rest. Now I at least have background music instead of
the
politics.
discovery of this casing on set neatly tied up some loose ends.
I gotta remember to write that down.
Cast our minds
And to
back
shoot you
to
in
the
your head,
earliest
you
casing
dick.
we analysed in this video.
Andres,
If
taking
you
notes?
recall,
This
the one we
stuff.
looked at the
Whoa.
start originated
Pure
at Pearl
magic.
4, and it
I
was
should
a
put it on my
composite
show.
put together on the bottom
You
section
seen my show?
of the first Dalek we checked.
You mean how to dress
and the
like a
top
salesman?
Emoji hot face, 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 emoji hot face. Emoji hot face, 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 skipping the rest. Emoji anatomical hard, 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 emoji and skipping the rest. TY stop, come on bro.
And it was the skirt of this space.
We received intel that they're keeping Mr. K at the local agency station.
I just dealt with that guy.
The agency is stepping up to questioning because of your moronic antics down at the coroner's office. We need to get him out of there before he blabs.
I did what Agent Norton said.
Then I guess you're getting involved with a clapped out old agent who's been living off of past glories was your first mistake.
You will discover we have only
MOGI, 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 MOGI. Emoji see no evil, emoji hear no evil monkey, emoji speak no evil, emoji see no evil, emoji hear no evil monkey, emoji speak no evil, emoji see no evil, emoji hear no evil monkey, emoji speak no evil, emoji see no evil, emoji hear no evil monkey, emoji speak no evil.
The Bureau owns a lot out in East LS, Covington Supplies off El Rancho. Can you take us there?
Yeah, sure. Sounds nice and secluded. Kind of place you'd running off the books operation, huh?
So what?
So I bet federal ain't on the deed, that's so. And we all like our federal government open and transparent.
Except when closed and opaque suits you better.
K him out.
I'm just a puppet. You're the one pulling the strings.
Emoji banana, 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 emoji banana. Sorry about these guys.
Get some people on board. First guy is Franklin Clinton.
Hey, I barely know that kid. He's fixing up my car.
Call him, or we'll send some G-men to his aunt's house.
Don't worry about it, I'm used to it.
Okay.
Same resources that made the first authentic TV Dalek of the
No, this shit's funny AF.
This ain't the best time, I'm kinda busy.
Hey, sorry about that. Listen, you know that thing we talked about before? It's happening. I need you to come to a lot off El Rancho, not far from where we met before.
Alright, that's cool. I'm in LS anyway.
Now, Trevor Phillips.
Oh, you're crazy. I ain't calling him.
I thought you might say that, so we had him picked up.
That's a dumb move, Dave. Real fucking dumb.
Just worry about the plan, okay? Getting Mr. K out of the IAA station.
Emoji Japanese free of charge button, emoji Japanese not free of charge button, emoji Japanese free of charge button, emoji Japanese application button, emoji Japanese monthly amount button, emoji Japanese open for business button, emoji Japanese application button, emoji Japanese not free of charge button, emoji Japanese application button.
You'll need discreet support. We'll maintain control of the situation.
Discreet? Control? Yeah, good luck controlling discreet Trevor. Now, I wonder how controllable... Now, I wonder how controllable and discreet he'll be when he sees the guy who killed me and put Brad in jail. You know what? You better keep a low profile.
Yeah, I think I will. See you later.
Sorry, George. Have a good stream.
It's alright, thanks.
Who's that cagey motherfucker, huh? No, it's another cagey motherfucker, all right? Not you.
Hey, T, enough with the faux political bullshit.
Wayland's disassembled Dalek,
Frankly,
very happy with two.
Come on, you better take off.
Whoa. What, am I detecting some sort of son I never had bullshit here, Mikey, huh? Hey, listen. If you want to replace some father figure, you can do a lot better than this fat snake, all right? This fucker would eat his own kids.
Like I said, Franklin, deranged.
Yeah, and best friend.
Exactly. That's Trevor, my best friend. That's Franklin, the son I always wanted. All right, guys, listen, this is the shot. I'm gonna do all the heavy lifting on this job, okay? Trevor, all I need you to do is fly me to the target. Franklin, you're gonna cover me from across the street. We're gonna make these assholes happy, and we're gonna walk away from this thing clean. Got it?
I got you. All right. And we do this, and they help us spring Brad, right?
Yeah. We'll talk about Brad later, all right? I gotta change. You better grab a head start.
Nice to meet you, homie.
Yeah, whatever.
The government gimp at last.
Yeah, bite me.
Let's go.
Alright, let's do this thing.
We need to go to the agency headquarters downtown. Your new friends are a riot. No wonder you said sayonara to the old crew. Walking away ain't easy, Trev. Sometimes I guess you gotta make compromises. What happened to dying with a gun in your hand? Life happened. Annoying wife, 2 kids. Remember them? You get tied down, you can't move anymore. What about your ties to me? To Brad? Those ties are why you got roped in on this FIB instigated suicide pact. For as long as it keeps me amused, I am. I'm going in on the west side of the tower. Get us in position, I'll drop.
You fuck around while I'm out there. I'll climb back up this rope and strangle you with it. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Next, I'll have this thing so far up your ass, your tonsils will be playing shadow puppets. You think we can't do that? We can. It's in our guidelines.
I don't know what you're talking about. I installed cinema equipment, not surveillance.
Grab his other arm.
No.
You think you're impenetrable? See how you feel with this is 18 inches deep inside. Get the lube. Actually, fuck the lube. Let's dry dock him. The world thinks you're dead, genius. Soon you'll be wishing you were. Who the fuck is this? Terminate him! Close this problem right now!
Yeah, I can use a little backup here.
Get me the station chick!
36 flow. I got you.
Hey, it's high value. Use pressure. We are taking fire from another... What's happening? Hey, don't shoot me!
Monkey.
We got a window, T! Pull us out!
Cut him down, people! Shooters across the street! Don't drop me! Don't drop me!
Hey, Aston Bear.
Hey, why are we just hanging here?
There's guys shooting at you, Mikey! That's unfinished business! Clean it up! We'll move on! You damn softy!
I knew you were a liability! coming at you, Franklin. An attack on U.S. government agencies and acts of war. We are clear to engage you. I'm clear over here. Nice one, kid. Land immediately on your aircraft. We forcibly grounded. Oh, shit! Just strap in, you'll be fine. I don't want to disturb you, Mike, but you might want to do something about the choppers before we're blown out of the sky. Just saying. It's dropping! I'm slipping! You're good! Sit back and enjoy the ride! What the fuck is going on? It's me, pal. I'm just here to do a job. All good questions. Give him for the money, man. Close your eyes. I'll tell you when it goes. Around him. Ah, shit. All clear. Send us down at that line. Roger that, Commander. Hey, Frank. They ain't got their eyes in the sky. Clear out of there.
Who are you people?
That doesn't matter.
They said they were government.
Going good so far, Pear.
Now why are you doing this to me?
Hey, hold tight. I got some friends at the Bureau. They'll explain everything.
You saved me. Thank you. Thank you.
Don't mention it.
The Bureau, the FIB, they will make everything okay?
I'm sure. Don't worry. They'll look after you.
The things those people did to me. I'm an American citizen.
Hey, Keith. Bring her down to the line.
Okay, and how was I supposed to control that? I was nowhere near the guy.
What about football? Unbelievably boring sport. Now darts.
Come in, Franklin. This might be the time to make your exit. We'll talk soon.
Best way to spend the morning.
Who are you people?
That doesn't matter.
They said they were government. I do home theater. I'm not.
I don't care who you are.
Now why are you doing this to me?
Hey, hold tight. I got some friends at the Bureau. They'll explain everything. Put her down in the line, Trevor.
Still out there, hello? Excuse me. Hello. Oh, hello. That's why this is very long. No, that's not possible. Where
are we? Go easy on it. Thank you. You saved me. Hey, no. Hey, I said easy. Oh, come on, give the guy a break.
And he knows what you are.
Well, he has
I'm gonna get out of this shit.
tried to entice me here before. Free tickets, mysterious summons, even from the TARDIS one. You know how to...
In bed with the Bureau and the new running buddy.
Yeah, he's more of a protege.
Yeah, what, you gonna teach him to be old before his time?
Yeah, to never grow up.
Seems like a good kid. Michael, look at this, huh? New city, new set of problems, but the idiots, they stay the same.
Yep, I guess. All right, Trevor, I'll see you later.
Oh, you better
It is
believe it.
returning through the dark. And then, Doctor, over then, he will knock 4 times.
The FIB, Townley? Why does it not surprise me?
I'm gonna send. I don't have the energy. I haven't got the energy for anymore, so I'm gonna go and be doing it all again tomorrow. So yeah.